guys, it is Leann, Small Town Stitches, and we're back for Flosstube 120. It is July 5th. There was no June video, so I apologize about that. This is going to be my June recap video though, to kind of fill in those blanks. So if you are new, welcome. I am a cross stitcher, along with sometimes some crochet and stuff thrown in there, but I'm primarily a cross stitcher. I have a love of full coverage cross stitch, especially with sometimes some other things sprinkled in. And if you are returning, thanks so much for hanging out with me yet again. Before we get started, I do want to say thank you for everybody's comments in my last video. I do apologize. I did not comment back to anybody on that video. I gave you the heart to let you know that I read it, but I was not mentally there to respond to everybody. So please know I did read it. I normally try to respond, at least tell you thank you, but I wasn't in the headspace for that. So I do just sincerely want to say thank you. We will update that in the life section at the end. So buckle up. We have a lot of projects to talk about. And by a lot of projects to talk about, I mean a lot of projects to talk about. So we are going to go ahead and jump straight into the projects. I'll save the life stuff at the end. Yeah, so at the end of May, I do have my June stitch count here, but at the end of May, I had a new start with Susanna from Rebuilding Rosie here on Flosstube. And we started this on, May 20 something. I'll tell you right now. We started this together on May 27th is when we started this. And this is One to Rule Them All by Tilton Crafts. The artwork is by Eric, I believe it's Eric Stein. And I have it in my firefighter bag. There is no before. It was a new start. And I ended up putting in a whopping 515 stitches. All in 310. This is stitched on a 20 count 1/1 with CXC floss. And I didn't do anything to the edges. So there we are. I will pull it up. I'll kind of pull my projects up as I'm talking about them. But this is at 0.64% with just this done. Much smaller than the original map that I was going to do. And it still has bits and pieces of the map in it, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. But there we go. You can kind of see through it, especially on the camera. You can't see through it really when you stand 3 feet away from it. It doesn't matter to me. So that was an end of May start. It hasn't come up yet in June. Or didn't come up in June, I should say. June's done. All right, so I think that's pretty much the end of May things. Let me look. I have a couple trickled in, but they're also stitched in June, so we'll talk about it like that. So my June stitch count, I'm actually quite surprised because I feel like I didn't stitch a lot in June. But I got 15,635. Thank you, Dino. But yes, okay, so next up, if I feel scatterbrained today, I sincerely apologize. I feel scatterbrained today. My stomach's starting to talk to me too. So sorry about that if you can hear that as well. All right, so this is Shannon Christine's 2023 Christmas Club. I did restart this. We talked about that in the past video. I think I have a picture of where it was last time that you guys actually saw it. And in true Leann fashion, it's not ironed. But I ended up getting, between the end of May and in June, I got 2,068 stitches done on this. And here we are now. So what have I done since last time? I think last time I did have block 1 done. I think I had this done. I'm not sure if this part was done. But I finished down here and I started block 2, which is the candy cane block. I'm so happy that I restarted this. Please excuse the wrinkled fabric. This is an 18 count Ada and Vintage Country Mocha with all the called for DMCs that she shirts. I love this. I had put it away because I had did some number crunching, and I'll explain that when I get to the next piece. But this was in a daily 30 rotation, and I think it needs to possibly come out this month because it's July and Christmas in July. So I'm thinking this needs to come out for at least a week for daily 30 this month. So love it. I'm so happy. I like that piece so much more, and I'm so happy that I decided to restart it. I forgot a project. Okay, I had to run downstairs because I forgot like 3 projects. So, let me pull my notes back up. Next up is Patriotic Sunflower. This is by Sambry Stitches Designs. I am stitching it with everything that she called for, except my fabric is 20 count fiber on a whim's caramel macchiato instead of the caramel macchiato by Be Stitch Me that she stitched it on. If you kit it up from 1, 2, 3 Stitch, they just put in the fiber on a whim, and I'm totally fine with it so far. So I think I have a picture of where this was last time you guys saw it, but I'm not 100% positive, so I'll put it in. So end of May / June, in June, I decided to get it out as one of my daily 30 stitches, so 30 minutes a day. And I decided to put it into that rotation. I decided for June I was going to experiment with 4 different pieces with a week each on them. This was one of them. So I got a week in June, and I got 1,149 stitches, and it is currently in its rotation for the daily 30 for July, because yesterday was Independence Day, 4th of July for the United States. So far in July, it's gotten 563 stitches, and I have gotten so much done on this, and I am loving this. So here we are now. It looks absolutely amazing. So I finished this entire one in July so far. I mean, I've done a lot of them, you can see. I'm working on another one. I think I only have 3 left because it goes up, down to here. And then I have the words on the other side. So I adore this. Becca, if you're watching, I love these. And you can chart 7 million of them, and I will probably buy all 7 million. I'm just letting you know. Okay? I love them. I absolutely love this. This floss, it is Threadworks US flag, US something, but it's just so much fun to stitch with. So this is, like I said, a 20 count. I did not do anything with my edges. 1/1. And I'm loving it. So much fun. It looks so good, and I cannot wait to get it up. I'm thinking of maybe doing a hoop finish on it. Obviously, it will need to be a little bit bigger hoop than this, but it's just so good. So if you haven't checked out Becca and her designs, I highly recommend it. She is listed through a lot of online shops. I know she's listed at 123 Stitch if you like paper patterns, and she has a website on Etsy, and you can buy it in a PDF too. So, loving it. Absolutely loving it. But this is how that floss looks. Here's a length of it. So it literally just has the red, white, and blue throughout it. And it's so good. It's so good. Recommend. Definitely recommend. Okay. Next up, so total Patriotic Sunflowers had 1,712 stitches since you guys last seen it. And it's currently sitting at, I'll give you a percentage if you would like one. 52.58%. So it's inching its way to a finish, and the words will go quick. So, all right, next up, a fan favorite. I'm trying to push really hard for a finish. I honestly, truly don't know if this will be done by Christmas anymore. This is Beginner T-Rex Attack. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by David Penfound. In June, I got 7,008 stitches in on it. Now, I am behind my goal because some days I just can't hit it. Especially this week, work has been absolutely insane. And last week, which I'll explain in live updates. So I'll put a picture of where you guys last saw it in my last Flosstube video. Okay, it's on a hoop. So I'm going to show you the one section first, okay? And then I'll open it up. So since you guys last seen her, I have finished this row and another pages. So I finished the page that I was on, finished the partial. So this row is complete. So I now have one row of full pages to go and one row of partials. So I'll show you where I'm working now because it's on a hoop. So this is where I'm working now, next full row. So I started here, so I'm working on more dino bodies. Looks like we got more greenery. Trees are beautiful, but they're such a pain in the butt to stitch. So let me show you where this is at total. Again, it is on the hoop. I'm sorry. But here we are so far. It's looking so good. So I just have this row of full pages and then a row of partials still to go. And she is currently sitting at 71.41%. So exciting. The biggest problem right now is I need 338 stitches a day on just this piece in order to have it done by December 1st. I still need, in order to finish by like December 20th or 24th, something like that, I need to finish like 300 stitches a day. I'm still trying. Her birthday is in February, so if I don't hit that goal, then I can gift it to her in February. I still am going to try because I can probably get the dimensions for it as soon as I have the one whole side done, because then I can measure that and the top because it'll still be square, and then I can get the frame. And that way, when it's done, it just needs to be washed, you know, pressed, pinned, framed, boom, done, good to go. So we'll see. Some days with work, if it's dead, then I can get that done, no problem. Some days, like this week with work, being short-staffed because of people's vacations and work being super busy because it is a holiday week, it's just not achievable. I've been barely getting like 150. So I'm still trying. that's my point. I just don't know if I will be able to finish it for Christmas this year. So no big deal if I can't, except for to myself, because she wasn't expecting it anyways for Christmas. So yeah. Okay, next up, what do I have listed? Sorry if I didn't say beginner T-Rex attack is 1/1 with DMC on a 22 count hardanger. And I found out 22 count hardanger is not my favorite. I still don't mind stitching on it. But I have to be really careful so my stitches don't slip. So, all right, next up is Patriotic Eagle. Let me find out where that piece is. Found it. Okay, this is Patriotic Eagle. It is an Etsy chart. If it is still available, I will list it below. This is where it was last time. And I was able to put in 512 stitches in June. Should have got it out yesterday, but I didn't get a ton of chance. And here we are now. So we're getting more into that flag. I love this. This is stitched on a 20 count 1/1 with CXE. I love this piece. Absolutely love this piece. It is currently sitting at 2%. So, love it. I love doing floss tubes because it just makes me fall even more in love with my pieces again. All right. Okay, so Halloween night. If you watched my last floss tube about how I am cropping it, I decided that I needed to start working on this. And then I pulled it out. I'm trying to pull it out on Wednesdays, at least for 100 stitches for Oldest Whip Wednesday that Alicia started, who is Adventures of Stitching. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. In the month of June, I got 280 stitches, so obviously I didn't always remember. I did do it Wednesday this week, so I got 100 stitches in so far in July. So I think I have a picture of where it was last time I showed you. And here we are now. So I'm finished a diagonal and I'm working on the next one. So it's not super interesting, I know, because it's on its hoop, but you'll get there. So this is a page, obviously, and then there's one more page next to it, and then that'll be all for the width of it. The length, whatever. I can't think. So I love it. I'm very content and happy with my decision to cut it and where I'm cutting it. So, because I didn't want to scrap it. But there's all whopping 280 stitches of it. Next up, I think it's in this bag. Maybe. Yes. Next up is my ink circles, my Circus of Circles piece. I believe I have a picture of where it was last time. I got 444 stitches done. And here we are. This is stitched on an unnamed, which does not help you guys, fabric from, was this? This was Dying for Cross Stitch, I believe, as well as an unnamed floss at the time from Dying for Cross Stitch. So here we are. This is an 18 count 2/1 full cross. And I really like the way it's turning out. So I have this one, and then I have that one, And that one was done on an ice dye from, I don't remember who the ice dye on that one was from, but that was with DMC 550. So, kind of following the same scheme. So there we go. Love it. All right, next up is Rivendell by Country Magic Stitch. This was another daily 30 that I did in the month of June. So this was daily 30 number 2. This is the wrong project. That is not Rivendell. This is Rivendell. I'll put a picture of where it was. This is stitched on a 20 count 1/1 with CXC. And you guys, I did not want to put this piece away. I'm absolutely loving these Country Magic Stitch charts. I got 935 stitches and I'm at 5.62% now. Here we are now. Looks so good. So it is black color. You can see like this is one shade, this is one shade, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like this is all one shade. So what I typically do for these is I will take, say this dark gray, and I'll take a length of floss and I'll work all that. When that length of floss is done, I'll go to another color. Work a length of that. Then I'll go to another color. So that way I'm not getting bored. And then I'll come back to it or something like that. But I'm loving this. I cannot wait to get back to it. They're so much fun to stitch. If you haven't stitched Country Magic charts, I have quite a few, and I have 2 going right now. So there it is. Loving it. So yeah, 5.62% now. All right, next up is a big one. I think this is my biggest piece. This is Building Dreams by Kevin Daniel. It's in my motorcycle bag. I love this piece. It's giant. I got 517 stitches on it, so I'll show you. I believe I have a picture of where it was. And here it is now. Getting super, super close to a page finish for this piece. This is at 1.96%. It is with DMC 1/1 on a 22 count. So I was going in my diagonals, and then when my tablet died, my old one, my Kindle, I wasn't sure when I did this what all was what here, because it kind of like with the tower and stuff like that. So then I started going bottom up so I could meet in the middle and figure out exactly what I wasn't positive on, and it's worked fantastic. So there we are, almost done with the page finish, and I'm thinking on this I may go in a diagonal but pages. So like I may do the next one here, and then you know, here, and then type thing, like a stair step, I guess, is what I'm maybe thinking for this one. So this will one day be for my husband. I mean, I've gotten just over 5,000 stitches on it, and I'm at not even 2%. But it's total 260,000 stitches. I think this is my biggest. Okay, next up is Prairie Life Sampler. This one I also slotted for a daily 30. I have, however, learned this does not work the best as a daily 30 piece. So I don't know if I'll do it as a daily 30 in the future again. I'm thinking not. This is this piece. And I'm not doing the motifs, I'm just doing under the words. I think I have a picture of where it was last time. And here we are now. So all I did was work on more border. So I think we did some more flowers and then started some more flowers and didn't fully get into it. So it is a paper chart. So between the floss changes and reading the paper chart and stuff, it just doesn't go as fast. I noticed I was getting like 40 to 50 stitches as opposed to whatever full coverage or whatever, even my Shannon Christine's that I'm doing, I can get over like 100, around 100 in 30 minutes. So it still was progress. I got 386 stitches. It just wasn't as fast of progress as I can do on others. So we'll see. I would like this done this year, but I need to stop setting goals for myself this year because I'm putting too many goals on myself and it's stressing me out a lot. To the point where like, I still want them done, but I'm like rebelling a little bit. I'm putting too much pressure on myself in too many different areas with the 2.5% and the 5% and the finish, and it's kind of stole my love of stitching and the fun of stitching a little bit out of it, which is sad. So gotta fix that for next year. All right, next up. Here it is. I need to take this off the hoop. Do I have to take it off the hoop? No, I don't have to. You can still see it. Let me move some stuff though. This is Lord of the Rings silhouette. I got it online. I do have a picture of where it was. This was the piece that kind of changed a lot of things. So I did some number crunching on a couple of my pieces and noticed that this is my piece stitch count wise closest to a finish, because it had just like, what was it, just over 6,000, 6,400, something like that left to go until it was finished. So I was like, okay, it needs to be a daily 30. We need to get this going. So when I started this piece, it was at 19%. I did 1,147 stitches in June. And in July so far, I wrote July so far, but I didn't write the numbers. But I'm guessing it's around like 400 or so, at least. Don't quote me. I'll tell you in the next video. So I started this at 19%. It is currently at 40%. So here we are. So when we finished, we had like here done. So since then, I have finished Sam. I have finished Boromir. And I'm almost done with, I'm not sure if it's Merry or if it's Pippin, because they're, one of them's here and one of them's in the front. So I'm almost done with them. So I did decide I am going to do the words at the top, and I looked around what I had, and I'm going to do the words in gold at the top. And this is PB 26 from Petite Treasure Braid. So this is what I'm gonna do the words in. I'm excited. So this is gonna stay a daily 30 until it's done. So, yes. I need to leave that out because I need to get my cone and restock my 310. Hold on, I dropped something. I have to keep everything together or I will drop it. My next closest, actually, just with stitch count looking at, with a couple random projects I selected, is my Hobbit hole after this one. Okay. Then that brings us to a restart. Why? I don't know. So, let's talk. Mini Sea Opal. My nose is itching now, I'm sorry. This one hurts my heart a little bit. So I was stitching along, and I have a lot of projects. I've finished a full coverage, which was my husband's firefighter piece on an 18 count. I don't know what it was about this one, but I was like fighting every time I got it out. I loved the piece, but I was fighting myself, and I could not figure out why. So finally one night I was like, you know what? There's something about this piece that I don't want to stitch because it's 2/1 full cross and an 18 count. Now I have, my stocking is 2/1 18 count. That's a full coverage. No problems with that. What my mini Yule kitchen, that's an 18 count 2/1. No problems with that. I don't know. But this is where I was at. Looks great. No problems with the coverage, anything like that. But I hated stitching on it. For whatever reason, there's nothing wrong with this fabric. It's just regular 18 count. But I was fighting it so bad. So finally one night I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I need to restart this. And I'm still honestly not sure if I'm going to leave it on this fabric or get just a generic 20 count white. I think I'm leaning towards that. So it's kind of in a timeout right now because I just don't know if I want to waste this fabric on this or not. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is right now. I'm restarting things, and I don't normally restart things. But anyways, I restarted my Sea Opal. It's got 167 stitches on it. So now it's at 0.16%. And this is on a July Fabric of the Month by Dying for Cross Stitch, because I had it on hand. And here we are now, starting in that corner. Now I do really like this. I do need to do this. I'm noticing with like daylight, I can't see it as well at night because it is a little bit darker. So y'all, this fabric is so cool though. Like, you won't see it once it's stitched, but isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. But I had it on hand, and it'll make it pretty while I'm stitching on it. So this is where we're at. It's kind of blowing it out when I bring it in because of the darker fabric, but it's with DMC 1/1. So we'll see how it is. Can't believe I restarted that, but I did. Shows if you're not happy, restart it, because you're gonna hate the project. And I love that piece, it's gorgeous. So I restarted the project. I have so many projects on the floor right now, y'all. All right. Next up is a new start. We've been talking about this forever. This is A Beautiful Place by Stitches. So beautiful. Its artwork is by, I think it's Eder Jose Rosa. There are so many people that started this. We started this on June 20th. And it is in my outdoor bag that I made. Angie and I found the project. And then we got Alicia on board, and then it just grew from there. There is a group on Instagram of amazing ladies that are all stitching this. I don't believe we have a hashtag. I don't think we ever figured that out. So if you are interested and would like to be added to the group chat, let me know. Some people are more active than others. It's totally fine. You don't have to give me a play-by-play. It is really cool to see the different styles that people are stitching and the different ways. So like some people are doing cross country, some people are doing page by page, some people are doing diagonals, some people are starting top left, top right. It's so cool to see like all the different things. I am probably one of the not farthest along. My stitchy bug during this time kind of just went. So I've gotten 661 stitches in so far. Mine's a 20 count 1/1 with CXC. And 661 stitches and 0.62%. So I'm in the top left corner with all the trees right now. It's a lot of fun to stitch. It's a great pattern, so easy to read, and I can't wait to get back to this. Excuse my garden fingers. Here we are. There's so many more people so much farther along than I am. But it's a fantastic piece, and I'm so excited it's finally started. All right, what's next? Next up was another restart. Oh, we're almost done already with pieces. So I was stitching this. I don't have my fabric handy of where it was. On an 18 count. This is Diagon Alley. Let's back up. By Country Magic Stitch. I was stitching this on an 18 count from To Die For Fabrics. 1/1. And I wasn't enjoying it. Number one, I think it's because the white, the 3866 blended into the fabric so much you couldn't see it. And two, I don't know, because the stitches were laying fantastic, but I just wasn't enjoying it. So I was like, you know what? I'm really enjoying the Rivendell one, and that was a 20 count 1/1 instead. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a 20 count 1/1 and see if I like it more. And I do. I have, as of right now in my where I'm at stitching wise, 20 count 1/1 is my sweet spot, and I need to just know that and be okay with that and be comfortable. I think there's so much pressure for people to like a certain type of fabric, a certain count of fabric. Just be you. Just stitch on what you love. I don't care if that's 11 count Aida or if it's 56 count linen, you know. I don't stitch on anything higher than 22 count. It doesn't make me lesser of a stitcher. It's just that's what I'm comfortable with. So who cares? 20 count is where I'm comfortable, and that's my sweet spot right now. So I restarted this, and I got in June 641 stitches. So now it is back up. Right now, I think that number's off because I'm looking at my pattern keeper and that's different. So I've gotten 747 stitches in, and I'm at 3.32% already. So I'm almost back up to where I was, because I was at 4.52, 4 point something before I restarted it. So I'm almost there already, and I only got a week. It was one of my daily. So my daily 30s in June were Diagon Alley, Rivendell, my Patriotic Sunflower, and then my Lord of the Rings silhouette. So within just a week, it's almost there. So here we are now. I'm going to put my hand behind so you can see it a little bit more. They're still really light. This is a gray 20 count, just as is from 123 Stitch. But I'm enjoying stitching it so much more. So you can kind of see here an example of what I was doing. There's a lot of 3866. So I'll do a strand, and then I'll come down and like do some of the blue. Then I'll jump back up. Then I'll come back down. You know, so you just don't get bored of it. But we've already got the roof of the house going in, and the sky and the clouds. So I love these charts. They're so much fun to stitch. I can't recommend them enough. All right, last up we have Faces of Fairy. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs artwork by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I spun this as one of my goals. It got 338 in June, but I think it's also had like 300 and something in July. So I'm enjoying stitching on this. I think I have a picture of where it was. And here we are now. So I've almost got another diagonal done. I'm missing a couple stitches because there's literally like 4 stitches here and then it comes into this. So I just skipped it and figured when I get to the next diagonal and the rest of the stitches are there, I'll just do them there. So this is 3799 I'm filling in right now, the rest of this. But I'm not quite ready to put it away yet. So we'll go to the next diagonal and keep working for a little bit. And that's all my projects. I've had a lot. So, all right. That's gonna be fun to put away when I'm done. All right, so now we'll get into, I've had 2 gifts. One, I don't know where it is. It's in a project bag. I can almost guarantee you right now. We've done some room switching around, which I'll explain, but I got a beautiful thread measure thing from Becca, Sambry Stitches. So you just wind your floss around, cut it so it's all even and stuff like that. It's beautiful. It's how I did my floss for A Beautiful Place, actually. So it is in this room somewhere. This room is not quite organized yet. It was enough to not drive me crazy because it is my craft room / office now. So it was enough to not drive me crazy, but not enough to be organized yet. So my second gift, they're here, was from Tanya. So it came all the way from New Zealand, and they are thread drops. So they're actually currently on my project for A Beautiful Place. So she gave me a ton, but she makes them. So they're tiny. They're little teeny little, I mean, I have little hands, but they're little things. So you can put the number here and put your floss and like some extra. And I can't believe she sent these all the way from New Zealand. So I told her before, thank you. But thank you again, Tanya. That was so awesome. I love them, actually. I really, truly like them. Okay, haul. I have bought a couple patterns. I will show them because I have the printout of them. So the first 2 I bought was Stars and Stripes Forever. I'll put a picture in. And this is by Cherry Hill Stitchery. I'm really into Patriotic right now. I don't think they'll take very long to stitch. I may not kit them up with the called for. I may pull my own just from stash and fabric from stash, but I kind of want to start it soon. And then the other one is United We Stand. This is also by Cherry Hill Stitchery, and again, I just really liked it. So one more, I will also insert a picture. This is the Nutcracker tree from Tiny Modernist. Funny thing is, I was just watching Corinne's Flosstube, and she actually talked about wanting to start this too. So I think it's really funny. I loved ballet growing up. I loved the Nutcracker growing up. We had the video and I would watch it all the time. My dad would sleep all the time during it. But I thought it was beautiful. And then I really want to turn the red, I think, and the yellow into Petite Treasure braid. I think that would look really cool to have it sparkly. So, and to go along with that, I bought some fabric. It's an 18 count, and it is an opalescent from 123 Stitch. I've bought it before. It is like a white opalescent. You can't really see very well. No, you're not gonna be able to see it really well. But you can see the different flecks throughout it. It sparkles a lot in person, but this is what I want to put the Nutcracker in. I think it would look beautiful. And then the only other thing when I ordered that, literally it was just fabric, was when I did order the fabric for Rivendell, I bought all of the 1/8, I think there's an 1/8 of a yard, yeah, for that. And I did the same for the Harry Potter ones. So this is all the gray, and it's just a gray Ada 20 count from 1, 2, 3 stitch. So I have the other 3 to start the other 3 country magic stitch as well. Okay, last thing for haul. I got the June fabric of the month. I'm gonna pull them out so I can show you some flosses too. This was the June fabric of the month from Dying for Cross Stitch, and it is in a 20 count Aida. It's just a green. It's really pretty. So, and then I have a pattern that I want to do eventually, and it's kind of like blocky. I'll have to show it to you eventually when I figure the rest out. But I want to do each block of this pattern in a different variegated color floss. So I grabbed some. Are they all going to match side by side? No, when I do it, but I just think it would look so cool. So I bought, this is Ice Dye. Is that what the name of it is? Looks like that. And these are all cottons, by the way. This is Hush. This is Dragonfly Wing. There you go. This is Sage. I really, really like this one. And this one. This is Challenger. And the last one I bought from her was Russell. I do have some more variegated ones already that I will probably add to the mix. But like I said, it's just different blocks. And it would just be like stitching a block in each one of these on one piece of fabric. And I think it would look really cool, actually. So, all right. You want to see a finish? I have a finish. I saved it to see if you... Actually, I didn't save it on purpose. I saved it because I forgot. All right, this was finished at the end of May. It is not ironed. I'm going to be forewarning you. But I finished my Advent. This was a daily 30 until it was done. And it's done. Here's my Advent calendar. I chose to leave the Merry Christmas block off at the bottom. And what we will do, we have another one that we do this with, is we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. It says like how many days left till Christmas. So on December 1st, you can mark off the 24th because there's 24 days left till Christmas. So we'll do it that way. All the called for colors on this one. This is just on a light blue fabric. The only thing I changed was the numbers. You can't even really see them here, but it is like a Christmas color from Petite Treasure Braid. It's got gold, red, and green. And I just wanted them to stand out a little bit more than it was charted in white. And they just wouldn't stand out. So here's my finish. I think this is cross stitch finish number 2 for me for the year. So exciting. So glad that's done. Now I need to get a frame so we can actually use it by Christmas. All right, so plans, I don't really know. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here for July, kind of going with whatever seems I want to work on. I need to still work on Dino. My daily 30, focus daily 30, the one that's staying out, is Lord of the Rings silhouette. And then my other ones I bring up with it, Patriotic Sunflower will finish its week, and then probably Diagon Alley and Rivendell because I'm really liking those ones. We'll see. And then I think I'm going to bring the Shannon Christine one out this week or this month because it's July. And then we'll just see what else happens for the month. So, that's my plans. All right, so if you're only here for Stitchy talk, that's it. I'm going to talk a little bit of life talk and then let you guys go. So, as you see, I'm in a different room. Last week, my husband was off for 6 days. He had switched another one of his coworkers. So the week before that, he didn't truly have his 4 days off. He had 1 day off, then worked another 24, and then had 2 and was back to his normal rotation. So I ended up giving him 6 days off instead of 4 in a row. So I took 4 days off last week, and we decided to go hog wild on our house. We had a dumpster delivered. It is still sitting out here. They were supposed to come get it 3 days ago, and they didn't. It's still sitting here. But we had a dumpster delivered. We swapped rooms. So this room that I'm sitting in was the music room. And the room across the hall that you can see was my craft room for the longest time, with a drum set and stuff in there. So this is now my craft room / office. I'm actually sitting at my work computer right now, or my desk on lunch. And you can see I have, this still needs to be cleaned, but my storage stuff, my sewing machine is to my left. Eventually I'm going to get kind of right over here in this corner, I'm going to get a chair, like a comfy chair, so that way my daughter can hang out in here with me, or like at the end of the night, we'll get like a small TV here so I can watch it while I'm working, or, you know, later on. The first thing I want to do is paint. I do not want this dark brown in here. It's also making it really hard to film, believe it or not. So I want to, I think, do like a cream or something like that. Something light and airy for this room, since I'm in it all the time for work. So swapped some rooms around. That room is now got all the exercise stuff in it. We went through the garage. We went through the basement. Y'all, I still had all Bella's baby stuff, every baby outfit, all of the toys and stuff like that, because we thought we were going to be able to have more children. That was not in the plans, unfortunately. So I had a really hard emotional day that day, going through all these baby clothes. It helped because I kept a tote of things that I wanted to keep clothing-wise to pass on. And then we donated like 3 33-gallon garbage bags, like the giant ones, to a center so they can, it's like a center that people can, they help with food donations and helping people in clothing and stuff like that. So I felt good knowing that they were going to people that truly needed them. And then we got rid of the baby toys. Some lady, my husband listed them on Marketplace, and her in-laws came that night to get them. And my husband said she was like extremely pregnant, and she was just so thankful. So it felt good knowing that as hard as it was for me to part with them, they were going to good homes instead of just sitting in my basement. So the amount of relief I feel from decluttering this house, I mean, we've lived here for 12 years, so you accumulate stuff, is just, y'all, it was so good. It was exhausting, though. It was like from the time we woke up until dinner time, and then I pretty much just fell asleep after dinner. So that is that. During that, though, like Thursday, I started noticing I was getting a sore throat, and I was like, what the freak? So, okay, whatever, powered through it. By Friday, I could barely swallow. And I'm like, and Saturday I woke up and I couldn't even, like, you know how like when your throat is so sore it hurts to swallow your own spit? TMI, I know for some people, but I'm a nurse, so I guess it isn't TMI to me. That's how it was. And I looked in my throat and I thought I saw white spots. I'm like, great, I have strep. And I made a clinic appointment on Saturday so we could get the antibiotics started. And the nurse practitioner's like, have you been around anyone sick? I'm like, I've been home with my family cleaning. Like, we haven't left my house. Like, I don't understand how I'm sick. So not only did I have strep, but she's pretty positive I had a tonsil abscess. So started antibiotics for that. Thank the Lord. My throat hurts now because I've been talking without anything to drink, but thank the Lord that's done. My husband just told me today he's getting a sore throat, so he may have to go get started on them too. But yeah, I don't know. My husband said it's weird ever since I had COVID back in 2020, 2021, something like that. I seem to, whenever I'm starting to not feel well, I always get a sore throat. And he's right. I never had a sore throat like this. I never had strep until this, and now I seem to get it all the time. So, doctor update. Oh boy. So went to the doctor. She started dismissing me right away. She's like, we've talked about this before. That was literally word for word what she said. And I was like, I just started crying. I was like, please just listen to me. You know, I was like, my hair came back after last time. I said, and it just started it again. I don't know if it's from the steroids. I don't know what it's from. I said, but something's causing me to lose my hair. I went like this, and I was like, I shouldn't be able to just run my hands through my hair and just pull hair out. And she was like, no, that's not normal. And I'm like, I know. I said, I know people think I'm crazy. I said, I'm not crazy. Like, I said, and the way you're talking to me makes me feel like I'm crazy right now. And so she just kind of like looked at me and looked over my head, and she's like, I can definitely tell it's thin. She's like, you can definitely tell it's thin. She's like, but you're not losing it from one spot. Like, you don't have a bald spot. I'm like, well, that's great. But she's like, but you can definitely tell it's thicker in some areas than the other. So she's like, let's send you for labs, and then we'll go from there. She's like, I'm going to order you a ton of labs. And she did. Some of them had to be sent out of state. But then she's like, then we'll go from there after we get your labs. I'm like, okay. So I went, and they have a lab right at the doctor's office. So I went right there. There was nobody in line. Got my labs before I left. Everything came back normal. Everything. Like, I told my husband, I said, I almost wanted something to be insanely wrong just so I could be like, see? No, couldn't be that easy. So I sent her a message on like the patient portal, and I was like, hey, I see all my labs came back normal, you know, like, what's the next step? Because I'm still losing my hair. I said, I've cut my hair even to try to make it look somewhat decent. Like, I didn't want to cut my hair. I was trying to grow it out after the last time I had to cut my hair. But like, I was like, what's the next step? Because this can't keep going on. It's been going on for 2 months again. No answer. No phone call. No response. Nothing. But I could see that it was viewed. So 2 weeks ago, yeah, because it wasn't last week. 2 weeks ago, I get a phone call from a dermatology office that my doctor referred me to them. And I was just like, well, that would have been nice, because she couldn't pick up a phone and even call me to talk to me like, hey, I don't know. Let me try to figure this out. Like something, some form of communication. No, nothing. So I got on the books with this dermatologist's office. New patient appointment is August 13th. And I was just like, the girl's like, does that work for you? I'm like, well, I could be bald by then, but sure, let's do it. And she was like, she doesn't get the sarcasm. So I have an appointment there August 13th in the afternoon. And I guess we'll see what he says. It's slowed down a little bit, but I don't know if it's slowed down because whatever is going on, it's running its course, or if it's slowing down because I'm running out of hair to lose, like it's just, I have it up right now, but like you can't, I'm hiding it right now pretty well, but there you go. If I let my hair relax normal, like it's just completely see-through. And I have it up like this because it can look somewhat decent, but down, all of it down, it's a scraggly mess. So it's usually this or all the way up, and my ponytail is about the size of a dime now. So yeah, it's pretty bad. So I am currently researching a new primary care doctor as well, because she tells me I don't go enough, but when I go, you write me off. Like, my husband and I see the same one, and she's been fantastic with all his issues, but I was reading like her reviews online, and everyone either absolutely loves her or absolutely hates her. There doesn't seem to be an in-between. So that's the update. I don't have any more answers right now. So yeah, just kind of rolling with the punches. So, but I do truly want to thank everybody who commented. I wasn't in the right headspace to comment back. I cried through reading most of your messages, but the fact that so many of you reached out and stuff like that just truly meant the world to me. She did say, my doctor, that it seems to be a response to extreme stress that an illness causes. She doesn't think that it was from the steroids. She said it's almost like when my body is sick, like super sick, like something really wrong, that this is my body's reaction of dealing with it, because it happened after COVID, and then it happened now with the pneumonia. And I'm like, so anytime I get sick, I'm going to lose my hair? No. I don't know. I'm trying to keep positive as much as I can and just go and talk to the dermatologist, hear what he has to possibly say, and go from there. So other than that, with 4th of July yesterday, it was a really chill day at home. We didn't really do much. And then we went and saw fireworks that night. We didn't really feel like dealing with a bunch of people. I don't like big crowds. So we went to my husband's fire department, Station 1, to their training tower, and went up there and we're watching fireworks. You could see them from where they were actually launching them, because it was over the trees and stuff like that. And then the duty crew found a box of fireworks there and got the okay from the chief, and they were lighting off fireworks at the fire department too, in the field. So we had a front row seat for those. So it was a pretty laid back, chill day, but we got to see fireworks and stuff. So yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to tell you guys, and I don't think that there is. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Hopefully I will be back anywhere from 2 weeks to the end of July with another update. So yeah. Until then, remember, your mental health is important, and to take time for yourself each and every day in whatever form that is, and to be a light to the world around you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.